In this video, I will share with you ways on how to reduce workplace stress. Hi everyone and welcome. In this video, I will share with you ways on how to reduce workplace stress. If it's your first time here, my name is Cynthia. Welcome and do subscribe for more free beneficial videos. Okay, without wasting much of your time, let's jump right into the video. But first of all, before I discuss on the ways on how to reduce workplace stress, you might want to know what the symptoms of workplace stress are. Just in case you might be experiencing it and you were not aware that this is some of the symptoms of workplace stress. Here are some symptoms of workplace stress. They include headaches, palpitation, mainly occurring while you're at work, reduced sleep, feeling anxious, fatigue symptoms. Basically, you see yourself feeling tired that you might push yourself to go and have things like coffee to keep you awake whilst at work. You might see yourself having low mood, just basically feeling reduced motivation, basically. Getting angry easily, feeling irritated. In my opinion, if these symptoms are regular, you are likely to make frequent mistakes whilst at work, which might trigger a warning. However, in this video, I will share with you ways on how to reduce workplace stress. Top on my list is to try to stay organized, basically prioritize staying organized. You might want to ask, how do I stay organized? There are many ways that one can stay organized. Number one is basically try going to bed early if you're working the next day. Research has shown that enough sleep, or basically a good night's sleep, triggers productivity, increases concentration, and also reduces stress level. And if you don't go to bed early, basically if you don't have enough rest, it might be the opposite, meaning you might be tired the next day, feel irritated, and basically suffer from reduced concentration, and your stress level might be high because you are not well rested. And in such situation, you are likely to make mistakes at work. Number two, reduce your clutter, or try to organize your clutter. And you might say, what do I mean by basically organize my clutter? Basically, clutter is clutter. What I mean by basically organize your clutter, if your role requires you to multitask, try having a to-do list. Basically, write down what you have to do for the day, basically, and have a tick box at the end. So basically, if you're multitasking, to ensure that you've done everything accurately and properly, is basically try doing one of your tasks at a time and basically tick as you go. And seeing that tick box being completed as you go whilst multitasking will keep you organized, and also is a way of basically communicating with yourself that you are being productive for the day. In this way, you're able to manage your clutters of tasks. Also, avoid having a cluttered desk. In my opinion, and also research has shown that having a cluttered desk, basically your files here, pens here, teacup here, things like that, will trigger stress, and it might also lead to mistakes in the workplace and also slow work output. Having an organized workstation, basically your files well arranged, your pen put properly, your phone in the right place, things like that, will likely reduce stress and also increase productivity. And talking about clutters will lead me to the next point, which is basically your workstation. How is your workstation in the workplace? Is it comfortable? Have you got suitable chair? Have you got suitable desks? How is the premises? Is there good ventilation? Is the room too cold during the winter period or too hot during the summer period? Things like that. Research has also shown that having a poor workstation could affect the employee's health and well-being. So it is a legal requirement that your employers have to ensure that you work in a suitable and comfortable work premises. Is to suit your need, will reduce workplace stress. So basically, it means you having a comfortable chair that supports your posture, a table that meets your needs, that is not too low or too high. Because if your workstation is not economically sound to suit your need, it will likely trigger health issues such as back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, things like that in the short term, and also trigger stress in the workplace, because you will feel stress working with a poor workstation. So check your workstation. Does it suit your needs? Number 4, take your break. Taking your break will trigger productivity and also reduce stress and also improve your concentration. Number 5 is your workload. Basically, review your workload, review your tasks as per your job description. And if you do see yourself undertaking extra duties like is not included in your job description and you are struggling to cope, let your managers know as soon as possible. And keeping quiet and just carrying on with the extra tasks and you're struggling with that will trigger burnout, sometimes stress, and in some cases anxiety. And last on my list, guys, is conflict. Either conflict with management or conflict with a particular employee that you're working with, things like that, which sometimes it is unavoidable. And I would say, if you do ever experience conflict with your manager, first of all, speak to them and let them know what is happening, because sometimes you might have those managers who try to bully you or harass you or belittle some employees who are, I would say, productive employees. You do get that happening once in a while. But before you do that, I would say, please document. What I mean by document is basically have a log of your work output, so that during a formal meeting, you've got the proof to show that you've been very productive. However, you're not being appreciated and recognized for the role that you are doing, And if you think that you're going to win a case without documentation, I will say think twice, because you need to document to show proof, or else you might be thrown under the bus without any proof of your work output or whatever the issue is in the workplace, things like that. And in case, after speaking to your manager, things do not get better, you will have to basically escalate it to a manager who is more senior than your current manager to help you resolve things. And if things do not get resolved, maybe you might want to consider working with a different manager, or basically moving to a different department to help manage the whole situation, because sometimes it does take a while to resolve itself. And the same goes if you're having an issue with your work colleague. Speak to your manager, try to resolve things via constructive dialogue. And if things not work out well, or you can't basically stand working with that colleague, basically one of you might have to basically maybe work opposite shift, or you might work at a different site, basically ask to be transferred to a different site. Basically, either one of you ask to be transferred to a different site. I don't know why I'm smiling because these things do occur frequently in the workplace. And speaking out and voicing your concern is very important to help resolve things early, because leaving the stress to continue in the short term, it could trigger reduced confidence, sometimes loss of your job, health issues such as reduced sleep, anxiety symptoms, and you might see yourself being on medication to help you sleep, reduce your anxiety, palpitation, just because of an unresolved workplace stress which you basically were afraid to speak about. So these are few ways on how to reduce workplace stress. If you do have any questions, you guys know I love reading your comment, and I would say if you do have any questions, please do drop them in the comment section down below. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and if you do find it beneficial, please do share the video, and of course do thumbs up the video, because that does help my video with regards to YouTube. And until next time, I will say keep striving to better yourself than you were before, and those baby steps is all you need. And you know what, you are special, and I love you guys. Until next time, bye guys.